In like a month and a half. Hello everyone and welcome to the Medium Next Door, and my name is Bonnie Page. So happy to have you all joining us today. I have some wonderful guests today and something new that we've never done on this show, but I'm going to let my friend at the end, Nancy, introduce herself and explain what she'll be doing today.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Thanks for having me back. So we're going to have a little different kind of thing we're doing today. We'll have some fun. I'm a medium, so I'll be doing some mediumship work. I'm going to blend in with Bonnie, and she has a lot of people on the other side. So I'm hoping that one of them comes through clearly, and we're going to bring through a description of this loved one. And then once we feel who this person is, I'm going to draw. I'm going to get up and just draw her facial features. I said her because I feel like it's a her, but you have a lot, so we'll see how that works. Sometimes
I'm excited. Very excited to see who's going to come through. Even though I'm a medium, I like to see or hear from my people up above. It's exciting for me to get a little message. So yeah, we're going to start real quick. We're going to introduce Brant next. We don't want to forget Brant here. Brant, go ahead and tell everyone about yourself.
Well, I'm Brant, the evidential medium, and I've had the pleasure of working both with Bonnie and Nancy. And as I've been practicing for a number of years, and it's just great to be back. Thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome, and we have a lot of fun together, so I just hope you enjoy this episode and just be amazed at what Nancy can do, really. It's really amazing. So Nancy and I just did our first gallery together, and we did well together, and people really enjoyed it. So, but Brant, you've been working with Nancy for a lot longer than I have, but so we're just going to have some fun today. So, Nancy, do you want to tell people how it goes? Do you just stand up?
Okay, explain how we're going to work.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do right now is just going to chill out and relax, and I'm just going to feel the people around you right now. So if I take a pause, don't go away. I'm still here. And then as I feel the spirit, the loved one on the other side, blend in with me, I'll start to describe them and what I feel about them, what they're impressing me with. And once we start to feel who that is, then you'll see me stand up and start to draw. So you have so many behind you, but should I start? Do you want me to just jump in? Because there's this woman that's been with me, actually since you called me last week. She's been with me, and she passes elderly, but she has this hair, this white, beautiful white hair, and it's cut short in a really cute cut. And I feel her height is, I'm 5'9", so anyone under 5'9" is going to be, but I feel like I want to go for 5'2" or 5'4" with her. She doesn't have a lot of height, is what I'm trying to say. I could scoop her up in my arms. And with her beautiful cut, as she's very elegantly dressed, she's very aware of her, she's just so spiffy. She's very put together, stylish, but she lifts the back of her hair and she shows me the back of her neck, and I'm not sure why, but I feel like it has to do something with her passing, if that makes sense to you. And I'm not clear if it had to do with a very bad haircut she didn't like and she just keeled right over, or if it had to do with there was something in here that was either an injury of a fall or an infection, one or the other. but her mind was not clear at the very, very end of her
I
passing.
believe you're talking about my grandmother, Alvia, and she actually fell down and she did have a stroke. So
Okay.
everything you're saying is kind of...
It's kind of fitting in a little bit.
fitting in. She did
Yeah.
have very short do and dressed very nice. She liked bright colors.
Oh, she was quite the lady. She's very beautiful, and it's not for her polite to talk about. The bad news, or she just doesn't want to talk about the passing or any of the difficulties. She just wanted to say here, and that's it. But as I feel into her, she's very close to you. She's very close to her grandchildren, who, I feel like there's more than you, and this whole group of lots of them. And she showed me this picture of you. I think it's you, but it's this little girl on a tricycle, and she's just going like a bat out of nowhere, and just down the sidewalk, like a rocket. She's saying that you had to be watched very carefully. I don't know if that was you or if you're talking about somebody next to you, but she just enjoyed being very close to you in her life, and she enjoyed, she's very proper. And I also feel that she was very spiritual. I think you might have mentioned that your family has always been very spiritual.
So this is my mother's mother, who also had this gift that we have. And so, so she would be very attuned to it, even on the other side.
Absolutely what she's saying, very attuned. The mediumship was important to her, but her integrity, her spiritual practice, her life. I see her praying. I see her connecting with spirit privately. She's not waiting to get up in front of people to connect. She's very...
Exactly. Where we're more like this, she was more back here. But my mom would tell me whenever she walked by her mother's room, she would be on her hands and knees and praying to God.
So
very, very
important.
full of faith. And
now I want to talk about either she had some jewelry or she had something. I'm not sure. I'm Catholic, so I'm just seeing a rosary and a sacred medal. But she's showing me something like that you have of hers. I don't know if it's a crucifix or if it's something.
I think my mom has it.
Okay, thanks so much.
I think it got passed down to my mom.
Okay,
My mom is in heaven now, but we still have her bedroom the way that it was, and there's still those rosary beads on it. So she would be giving you something evidential.
Well, your grandmother really wants you to have those rosary beads. I don't know if there was multicolors.
That's so funny, because I had just had the thought a couple of days ago that now my mom's in heaven, that I would like those rosary beads.
Because those rosary beads, oh good. So she's right there. Those rosary beads, she prayed a lot on them. They're very blessed. When we work spiritually with something, it becomes attuned or blessed, and she feels that you need this right now. You really, really need this right now, and that's why she was the one who wanted to come through, because she wants to recognize just what you've been going through and how you've been so loving and caring to so many people, but you're tired. And she wants to reach out to you through these rosary beads to let you know, I know you're tired, but you're going to get through this, and it's coming back. It's the bubbly, the lovely, beautiful energy is coming back for you. Don't worry about it. Don't fret about it.
So what viewers, probably don't know is my father just passed like last month, and even though we're mediums, and I have seen him and heard from him and gotten signs, that it still takes a toll on us. And doing mediumship work takes a lot of our energy, right? Brant?
Definitely.
Like it is working with the energy, so it is tiring sometimes, and I do a lot of it.
I do
every day, like it's a full-time job for me.
So she really,
So the spirit always, or grandmas, dads, everybody in heaven, they want you to take time for yourself, especially when you do this work, because we have to stay very up in order to help others.
I think people kind of forget that we're human, and when we lose somebody, we're going to mourn them. We're still going to mourn them. Yes, we still hear from them. Yes, we still have signs and everything that happens from them. But
it's true.
We're mourning the loss of our physical loved one.
The physical person being here.
And it's different. I get signs from Mom all the time, but I know Mom's on the other side. Saying, "I wish I was still here physically. She would love to give me a hug."
We miss the things that we did with them here, like with my mom sitting and having tea, holding her hand. And we can still see them, but it's just a little different. We feel that physical stretch. So when my dad just passed a month ago, people were messaging me and saying, well, I hope it's a little easier for you because you'll get a message. And maybe that's true, but in our heart, it's not that easy. It's not. It's still,
not. And so the self-care, for you to know that she's right there supporting you with your self-care. Also want you to take more quiet time to yourself, and that would be very beneficial to you.
Yes.
But if you're holding those beads, then you can feel her next to you, and that's what she wants. I'm standing up to draw.
Okay.
I'm gonna see how many different doing. But you said you understand her wearing her hair short, and I feel like it's a little bubble cut. It's full around her face, and I just start out by putting a little outline of where Spirit. Now I can kind of, sort of, sometimes see faces from Spirit, but for the most part, they're taking my hand and drawing, showing me where to go, and setting up her face, her structure of her face and stuff. I feel like she sometimes wore glasses and sometimes didn't wear glasses. If you can understand, I have something on my face with something dangling.
The picture that I always see of her at my mom's house, she has glasses on.
Nice.
So I don't know if she wore them all the time, but in that picture, she does have the glasses.
She's got her Sunday best on for us today. I'm having a little fun time getting feeling her. And this is where I start to get quiet because I'm focusing on what Spirit's taking me. But I also feel like I want to talk to you about the sternness in the family of the discipline. I feel like everything was done and said through love in your house and your family. But I also feel that you didn't get away with too much. There was structure. There was. Do you understand discipline? The kids were expected to behave, and. So I think
we all tried to behave, but I was a daddy's little girl, and really,
You got away with a lot, didn't you?
I was a good kid, though, right? Like,
no, she's saying
I saw Spirit from the age of 4, so I always felt like, others were watching over us all the time, and I always had that in the back of my mind. I really did, In fact, with my son, I used to say, Trevor, Spirit's like Santa Claus. They know when you're bad, they know when you're good. So,
And Spirit could talk to your mother, so your mother would always find out.
Exactly. She used to say, not only do I have eyes in the back of my head, but it was true.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool, but yeah. So she was a little bit stronger than my dad. I would just run to my dad. So
yeah, you'd run to your dad instead of your mom. But I feel like she's coming into Spirit to just really hold you and also keep you going.
So Nancy, you said that Spirit sometimes takes over your hand in order to do the drawing. Do you ever find that there are times where they're telling you, oh, that doesn't look right, or you need to give me smaller ears or bigger eyes?
Oh, absolutely. And then I'm like, well, I don't, on purpose, I do not have erasers here because I self-edit a lot. And so if you see me going over and over a space, I'm trying to find where it's meant to go, the line or the feature or something like that. And sometimes I draw things that I'm not even aware of. Somebody will have seen, did you see you draw that? And they'll describe what that meant. And it's definitely, if you understand mental mediumship versus channeling, and it's a combination of mental mediumship and channeling, if that makes sense to you. So anyone who knows mediumship technology, I've got my foot in a lot of places here. Very bright woman, very smart. As I draw her eyes, I feel her high intelligence. I don't know that her education was very strong, but I feel that it wasn't her education that made her smart. It was just she just had a tremendous amount of gifts of perception, and encouraged. I think she encouraged education in all of her children. I'm kind of blending into the drawing right now. She's coming out a little younger than when she passed, is what she's telling me. And I feel like I want to take you back a little bit to maybe her 40s or late 50s. I think her favorite time she loved raising her kids, absolutely adored raising her kids, but when she saw them growing up and having kids of their own, that's when she totally adored her family, because she was so proud of what everyone had achieved and become in their lives. And I feel that her sense of, I'm going to put in the glasses, her sense of integrity was very, very high with her work and with her family. So she kind of expected a lot out of everyone in a very gentle, subtle way. She brought in the sense of Spirit, not as a heavy-duty message, this is how it is, but in terms of just how she lived. Cooking was, she has some of her favorite things that she liked to cook. I'm not sure that she was in the kitchen all the time, but when she was, she did a really good bang-up job. And I feel like she dedicated a lot of her time to her work. And she was very, I feel like I have teacher energy around her. Does that make sense? And I feel like the teacher energy was a little bit later in life. Do you understand that? Or is she mostly just teaching the grandkids, teaching her own kids?
I think, a teacher in her own right.
Okay, because I just feel like there's people that she never, she always taught. She always was explaining how it worked or what was going on in her world to whoever needed to hear it. But I feel like she's very generous in her information. She has like an extra sense of, you said she was a medium, but she has an extra sense of how people, and you have that with her too, how people operate and what they need whenever they need it. She seems to be always there, like 10 steps in front of anyone having problems in the family. She kind of knew it before, and she's always ready for it upriver, kind of lovely with that. I'm asking her if she could give me a specific, there was something that happened. She's taking me back to the little kids. I'm not making her hair. She says I'm a little messy with her hair. Sorry. So just trying to get the whole piece. But there was something with kids. One of the grandkids, and I'm not sure that it was you, but one of the grandkids had gotten into something. Either they had wandered away or they had gotten lost, but they were into something, and there was a whole, like, oh my gosh, what happened? Where is so-and-so? And I feel like there was something intuitively she knew was going on with one of the kids, and she intervened. And I think she almost saved that kid, one of the grandkids' lives, where she just knew where they were. You understand this? Because I saw this, like, bicycle.
Maybe telling you a story, kind of more of a story.
Yeah.
About me finding another child that was in a lake face down, and I ran and got them.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but
right. There is a story that I'm feeling like there's somebody who's lost, and it's a child and looking for them. Little girl. Yeah. And I was there a little bicycle or a little something, but I feel like this child left the scene. She just went away. So and then maybe it was you that found, but maybe your grandmother helped you find her. I'm not sure which won the orders, but she wants that story to be told. She wants to say, see, look at these gifts. Look at these gifts, and how much they bless the families in helping. So she really wants you to keep using your gifts. But that was such a sad story. But yeah, she was saved though. She was saved.
She wandered away from everyone, and I don't know what brought me down to the lake, but I found her turned over, face down, and she was too far for me to reach. But I was just tiny. I was just probably 5 or 6, and I ran up and got the adults, and they saved her, and she's fine.
Oh, wonderful.
So, Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is a
Story,
very
right?
good story. So, see, you've had the gift. She's really wanting you to know you've had this gift since you were tiny, and she had her gifts since she was tiny, and she's very excited and proud that you're using your gift the way that you are. And she's saying that
that's so nice.
that you're a success, and the ease and grace with which you do things. She's been paving the way for you for a very long time, and she's very thrilled that it's working. It's coming together, and she's so proud of you.
That's so nice to hear, right?
Yeah.
It's nice to have the support of, people in heaven, which, everyone has guides and loved ones that are watching over you and guiding you and kind of making the path a little bit smoother for you.
Exactly.
Because, here on earth, it's just our schoolroom. This is where we have trials and tribulations. And heaven is really our home. But here is where we learn lessons. So sometimes things just aren't easy. But there's a reason for it, usually.
You have a gift of making things look very easy and very much fun. And I know that one of your themes in your grandmother is talking to me about this. And Mom is chiming in on this, too. I know we haven't talked much about Mom.
Yeah, I think you're getting a little of both of them, too.
You see in the face a little bit of Mom coming in here?
Just by what you're saying, too, I can just picture them together. They're very close.
Yeah, they are. And I lost my train of thought here, but you always say, I've heard you say this, if not once, many, many times, Spirit has told you to just be yourself. Just be yourself, and the rest will fall into place. And that what Mom and Grandmother are saying is you have a special gift of sparklingness. When you are yourself, it's like you make life look worth it. You make it look easy. You make it look joyful. You make it look fun. And when you do that, people open their hearts so they could really feel what this spirit communication is really all about, which is love, which is gentleness, which is healing.
Healing. Definitely. And if we want to portray spirit in a way that is gentle and caring and loving, because that's what heaven and spirit is all about.
Right.
And not everyone had a great experience, as a child. And if you were, or your parents or somebody wasn't necessarily the best person here, they do go on the other side and learn. A lot of times you'll usually receive some sort of an apology. And it may not be right away. They are learning on the other side as well. It's just a different type of learning.
I tell everyone, clients, don't leave this earth having a regret. If you regret, having a fight with someone or a situation, if you can just take the time to try at least to make amends, if you hold your hand out to someone, even if they don't take it back, you've done your job. You're God's happy that you've tried. So we're only responsible here for what we do, and so we just got to try to be the best people that we can.
Okay.
Right?
Absolutely. One last passing piece. I have to talk about a necklace. When I started to draw the neckline of her dress, she said, I have my best Sunday outfit on, and there's a string of pearls, or I think it feels like it's pearls, or a string of beads that goes across. And it's just, you can see it just goes just about here, and she's really wanting, again, to say there's another piece that she wants you to have.
I actually have the pearls.
Oh, nice. So
I look at them, too. I'm like, oh, yes, I keep them. Yes.
So with pearls, you have to wear them to keep them luscious, she's saying.
Maybe that's why I rub them.
She wants you to.
I will put them on.
Yeah, she wants to be around you in every way possible. So does Mom. So the pearls and the rosaries are really what she.
Okay.
So would you mind if we brought through another person then?
No.
To see who we have here. And Brant, do you have anyone in particular?
There's always somebody that's always.
Let me see. So
we can reach out and see who's
we
around.
just have like 5 minutes left,
little minutes.
Nancy, so we'll have to do a quick
very quick
drawing.
Let me just.
But isn't this interesting? Yeah. And she turned the page, but that so just looks like the picture of my grandmother that is hanging in my mother's bedroom
awesome.
that I look at, and I go by with the glasses, and I'm like, hi, Grandma.
So maybe we can later on just send them the picture so we could pop it in so people can
absolutely
see it.
Absolutely.
So there you go. There you go. So really quickly, I really want to shout out from Dad. I always feel like he's been behind everything. I feel like he sent your grandmother to you to help comfort you. He goes, I don't know if I can comfort you yet. He's being funny. I don't know if your dad had a lot of sense of humor.
He did with me. I think he had a great sense of humor.
He really totally adores you. He's right. You were a daddy's girl, and he did watch out. Anytime you cried, he would go in his bedroom and cry because he just felt, you're such a happy child. You were a very special child. So I want to just...
That's actually true, too. Like, he was just in the hospital last year when I was in England, and I was so sad because I couldn't see him in the hospital. And when I stared crying on the phone, he did. I know. And then he just said, have a good time, honey. So, he's just always my hero.
Yeah. Did your dad have I feel like I'm putting hair on this guy's head. Did he have a good set of hairs on his head?
He loved his hair, even when he got older. And he did, he used to get a very close cut in the end, but he loved his hair.
Well, he's just given me a whole big head to show
I'm
my
glad
hair.
He has all his hair back.
I've never seen a picture of your dad, even though I've known you, but I want to put glasses on him this time. I want they're kind of like big here. I feel that he's very gentle hands. I don't know if he used his hands to work with anything in particular.
Yep, he was always using his hands, and he was a construction worker, and he was always working with wood.
Okay, so that's very important. I'm just doing a quick little sketch for him to know, but I also feel like his touch was very gentle. I don't know if he did small, tiny work. I don't think that he did, but he could. He had just very gentle touch. I'm doing a fast sketch of him. I apologize for getting things in quickly, but loved your mom to pieces. I feel that the saddest part in his life was losing your mom. Did she pass before him? I understand that. I think that's something that
3 years before, and they had been married 68 years, and he just did not like being here without her.
Oh, he didn't. No, he did not. He missed her. I want to talk a little bit about his eyesight. I don't know what was going on, but if you understand, his eyes having a little bit of milkiness on them towards the end.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I had taken him to get like the cataract.
Okay, you had the cataract. Okay.
Surgery done. So he's giving you a little evidence there.
Thank you so much. Yeah, no, I don't think the cataract. Oh golly, I'm too fast. Was it not done? The cataract surgery wasn't done.
No, they were. My dad was 93, so it was just. I think he's telling you in the end I would look into his eyes and I could see how they were changing a little.
Yeah, he was, that was one of his sad places where his eyesight, and I'm fastly doing this, so his eyesight did, it was we all have our weaknesses, and that was one of the things he's kind of complaining about. Why couldn't they just keep...
So he had to have eye drops 3 times a day, and he hated it. So he's just bringing up a big point of, yucky eye drops.
Yeah.
So Nancy, unfortunately we have like 3 minutes left, and I just want to thank you so much, because that really does look like my dad, and she gave him that nice big nose that he has also.
He likes his...
but I want to thank you so much, Nancy.
You're so welcome.
It's so comforting to get a message, from your grandma, your mom, your dad,
But what better way for evidence to actually have a picture of them?
And then evidence to actually get to see them, right? I mean, it's just amazing.
And as we do these drawings, we understand that they are snapshots from heaven, which as people remember themselves and stuff like that. But it is so beautiful when I see the recognition that you look and you recognize him, so you know that he is alive and well, and the eyesight's perfect. He doesn't even wear glasses now, but we had to put that on. So they all give you a lot of love, a lot of encouragement for what you're doing, and they know that they're just amazed with your strength and your courage. So they want to give you a lot of love for that. They have your backs.
Thank you so much. And I know Brant was a little quiet today because we did all the talking and the drawing, but always wonderful to have you here, Brant. Just feel very supportive started with you being here. And Nancy, thank you so much. Such a gift. And Nancy, if people want to get in touch with you real quick, how can they do that?
Oh, yeah, well, I have a website, angelscapes.net.
Angelscapes.net.
So it's the angel and then like landscapes, scapes with S on the end, so angelscapes.net. And you can also give me a call, 978-835-0005. Or you can email me, Nancy@Angelscapes. And I'm on Facebook, Nancy Smith of Angelscapes. There's a lot of Nancy Smiths out there, but if you look for Angelscapes, you'll find it.
You cannot forget that.
Yeah.
And then Brant, people can...
Sure. I can be found at Brant, Brant, themedium.com. And if you do any search for Brant the Medium as one word, all through hashtag.
It right up there, so.
There you go. Beautiful.
And I'm at BonniePageMedium.com, and thank you so much for joining us for this wonderful show. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.